Welcome everybody to Summertown High School. This is Will Pettis here and Tommy Emerson. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. This is volleyball match 28 of 28 this weekend. Is that right?
That's it.
There's been over 30 hours of volleyball the past 2 days, and this is the last one. They've already closed the concession stand. I think people are pretty much sick of it all. That people are probably sick of seeing the exports notifications come up all day. So they probably nobody going to watch ours. So I thought that's the perfect time for us to get on the mics and do our preseason work and get ready for the season.
Right. I feel no pressure right now in
right.
This setting.
Because we have 5 people watching, and that's probably our wives. So
yeah. Well, but make no mistake, those 5 people will somehow criticize something I say or you say.
Here's something already that I've never seen before. We've got Summertown on the left side.
Yeah.
Usually the net is blocking Summertown, so we actually get a better view of our players.
Yeah.
That they're on this side of the net. Well,
and Collinwood was already on that side. It was just easier to stay there and let us come into the empty bench.
Right.
And Collinwood wins first serve, and here we go.
And if you're a Collinwood fan, we apologize. We don't have their roster.
Right. And Summertown off to a shaky start, but they scored the first point.
All right.
So 1-0 Summertown, and Emily Brazier starts off, which is always a good sign.
Emily's had Summertown's played 2 games prior to this. She's had a good 2 games.
Emily's very smart player. And Collinwood is having trouble locating that left side hit. That's 2 in a row out of bounds. So 2-0 Summertown, and Emily's staying rolling.
A pleasant surprise this season has been seeing Emily on the front row and how well she's been doing it.
And that's a testament to her as a player, that you can just plug her and I think this may be common now, but there was a small chance she was going to set too. And she's a really good setter as well.
Right.
But they just really needed her with Abby Jo going down to hit, or she might have set some. So 3-0 now Summertown.
I kept thinking, well, who's going to replace Ansley on the outside, And again, she stepped in and done that well.
Yeah, it's hard to replace an Ansley Burleson.
Oh, yeah. We'll see that in basketball, too.
Yes. And Millie Emerson drops one, hammers one down.
4-0.
Those middle sets are harder than they look. It's a short set, and the setters always love to push it outside, but that was a good set there by Audrey Hofstetter for that, what they call a 1 set. And Collinwood drops one in the back corner to get on the board.
Of course, they played Collinwood twice last season. Summertown won both of those. The one at Summertown was actually pretty competitive. I'm sorry, the one at Collinwood.
Yeah.
And then the game here was senior night, and Summertown won really easily that night.
Yep, and some of it is just maybe the home field advantage. Some of it is Summertown plays so many games. They play almost every weekend, and by mid-season or end of season, they're clicking on all cylinders.
A lot of these girls were over at the Meet the Eagles. We'll talk about some more later about that. But these poor girls don't get to see any football games because they're always at volleyball tournaments on the weekends.
Right, and they, for some reason, choose to like football player boys and miss their games. So that's a different topic for another day, though. So
maybe that's why my son decided to play football. I didn't realize.
Yeah, he's no dummy. Summertown having a lot of success in that cross-court corner.
There's been 2 matches out of the 28 before this at Summertown. Summertown played LCHS earlier today in a thriller.
Yep.
As far as preseason matches go.
Yeah, one at the buzzer.
Yeah, a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Yep. Short set there. Somebody was in the net, but not called. Collinwood trying to set something up here. Millie Emerson blocks it, but it gets back over.
And our fans don't seem to realize that was a Collinwood point. Our student section, not trained.
Right. They and still not figuring out that Collinwood's serving, so it's definitely their point. But you learn. Laura Gillum set outside. Boson hits it out of bounds. I think that's JC, and I apologize because I won't know.
They are used to that.
They look just alike.
In softball, it's easier because one of them bats left-handed.
Right.
And the other right.
Yeah.
They helped us there, didn't they?
Yes. It's hard to. It's just too tempting when the ball's on the outside. That was I think that was a slide set to Millie Emerson. Just went a little far, and Summertown recovers though. Kinsey Reynolds with the push. Short set. Millie Emerson pushes it out of bounds. Good idea, but some people are just too strong.
So I noticed Millie came in a little late during the match last night. So she just got clearance at 4 o'clock to play. Yep,
she was. She had to be cleared, and we had to take her to Columbia, get her cleared, get the paperwork, and get back. It's not healed, but it's well enough to play. So it's just got to be taped and braced. But
all right, so it is now 7-4.
7-4, Summertown.
Collinwood had a little run there.
Yep.
And I've noticed a nice little jump serve.
This started from the fact that she couldn't hit it over the net in junior high, and then developed into kind of a drop jump serve. She's just got to learn some defense behind it, and that back row, as you can see there, as she dives to save it, it's very confusing back there when you're playing that 5-1.
Oh, I'm sure.
And there, that passing makes all the difference. Millie shanks one into the stands. But
so are you not allowed to play it off the ceiling?
No.
Okay. So it's dead once it hits there.
Right, right. And I think sometimes the ref establishes that maybe based on the gym.
Okay.
Kinsey Runnels cross court, and Collinwood's able to push one over the net. 7-6. This is turning into be a game. But that back row is tough, and as we were talking about before, the back row is what wins you championships.
Yeah.
And you want a solid back row so there's no confusion, and that gets you a good pass, especially when you got good hitters. You want a good pass coming from the back row to set up your hitters.
So that ties it up, 7-7.
Yep, just a little long there.
Now I think it's worth mentioning the number of freshmen and sophomores that are getting to play a lot. This season. I don't think I realized coming in how young we were.
Oh yeah, well, and I'll say as Ellie Lou hits it here, she has come on and had to play a lot of minutes.
With Abby Jo being out, we need her height, don't we?
Yes, and she has been everything we have needed her to be as a freshman. So.
And she'll only get better.
Right. It's baptism by fire here at Summertown.
Right.
And Abby Jo going out, Millie being hurt a little at the beginning.
Let me ask you this. You've noted, I made a post about this on Facebook, but I'm kind of new to this, but you've been watching volleyball for a long time. We've got a ton of girls on the middle school team.
Yeah.
Now, is that normal, or do you think that's the result of all the state championships that have been won lately?
Yeah, I think there's two things. I think that a lot of these young girls have got to miss school and go cheer on these great players that they've seen, and really Summertown's been blessed here lately with some great players in their time, and these girls get to see that, and they're cheering for them and would love for somebody to cheer for them. But two, volleyball is a very popular sport. If you're coming from like basketball, because you can actually score a point without getting slapped in the face and karate chopped across the arm. So
a little less running in volleyball.
Right. You're not sprinting, and it's a fun sport. I mean, there's a lot of action. It's pretty cut and dry, and so I think that's a combination of those two things there. So Summertown back up 10-7. They
helped us there.
Yep, touch on the outside on that slide set.
We've always had the luxury at Summertown of letting our 8th graders move up when the situation called for it.
Yeah.
And that has ended this year.
Right.
We've got a lot of perks of having a standalone middle school.
Yep.
But we lost that luxury of letting 8th graders move up. And how valuable was it that last year to be able to do that, we had Maddie Gillum, Ellie Lou Mason, and both the Burleson girls, maybe others that I'm leaving out, that they all got to come up and play valuable high school JV minutes. And, especially now with Abby Joe going down, how valuable was that we got to do that last year?
Yeah, you can look back and say that was very fortuitous,
right.
with all the time that they got to spend. Because going to the state, Summertown played around 100 games last season. All the tournaments, very big tournaments. There's the Gatlinburg, the Rocky Top tournament we play. There's 25 courts going at one time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some of the bigger, big teams from all, different states playing, and you get all that. You get to take in all that that atmosphere, and now this is season 2, and you're a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you can't buy that kind of experience.
So I think the score is actually 12-9. They had some problems with the scoreboard last night.
Yeah, there it is. I used to run the score, and I would accidentally kick the cord and cut the whole thing off when they had the old style. So it's good that they've got that one going.
Wireless now.
Yep. Summertown up 12-10. Collinwood will not go away.
Is this the end of preseason for us, or is there any more before Eagleville comes in here to start the season?
That's a good question. It's got to be close. I think the Smackdown is what sets us up. Nope, this is it. So Eagleville comes in on Monday, and Eagleville's.
They come in Monday?
Yeah, next Monday. Next Monday, the 14th, and
so we have a home match against Forest on Monday here. And it occurred to me, I've never seen us play Forest in high school volleyball. Have you?
No, I've not.
We play them in everything else. I thought that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, I think we played them in basketball quite a bit, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, and baseball every year.
Baseball,
Softball's always a big.
Yep.
Well, they're giving. I've got 13-11. They've got 15-11 up there.
Well, it always helps when the home team keeps score. Here's a middle set. Millie Emerson gets blocked. Number 20 for Collinwood is very active, and she's getting her hands on a lot of ball. And now this little uncertainty there that helps Summertown score another point and maybe starting a run here.
I've got 14-11.
Well, the middle school girls have been there about all day.
They have. This is their makeup time when they miss a practice.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. And so, good shot there.
Millie Emerson puts it down. She don't have a big swing, but her arm is long enough to create enough momentum somehow.
Yeah.
Well,
she's got really long arms, too.
She does.
And she doesn't appear to be that tall when you look at her out there, but she gets way off the floor.
Yeah, she's
really effective blocking.
She's very bouncy, and she's also, some players, they just know where the ball is, and good volleyball players, which we have, they just sort of know where the ball is going to be. So Annalie Kelly's okay. Her and Audrey Huffstetter kind of slid together.
Yeah.
And
can't have any more injuries.
No, Annalie's a tough kid, though.
Well, at some point, I'm just going to have to adapt to what the scoreboard says. So, even though I'm pretty sure we only have 16, I'll up it to 17. Yeah. It's preseason, so
yeah,
nobody's watching anyway.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a protest.
Well, I tell you what, last night when LCHS was playing Loretto, it was like a postseason match.
Yeah.
There wasn't room for any mess-ups.
No.
Last night.
No.
They wanted that win.
Well, and what's good about the Smackdown here is Andrea hires real referees.
Yeah.
And we've been at some tournaments here lately where they've gotten players to ref, and they've gotten yelled at and have cried up on the stand, which I think is ridiculous because it's a sport, and two, it's preseason. The games don't matter, but people are going to yell.
That's what I think there was some even yelling at these little middle school girls with the score last night during that. So.
Oh yeah. I have no doubts. There's people that.
But they wanted that preseason win.
Oh yeah.
Anytime the counties play, it don't matter.
Yeah. Well, I won't say names, but there has been a coach call a timeout to ride the clock out for a win in this series.
That looks like they hit the line,
Yep, Millie Emerson drops it right on the line. Good set, though. Our setters are new and just having to learn, but that's another good thing about playing so many games is everybody gets a lot of reps in their spot. Emily Brazier back to serve. So we've gotten back to our starting rotation here. But Collinwood has been pretty scrappy. I mean, part of it is, we've hit it out of bounds just like Millie Emerson just did, but part of it is, if you get it back to us enough, we'll mess up.
So I was probably the last to know this, but, there's never been a Wayne County volleyball team come here and play against us, and that's because they don't have one.
Nope.
And so anybody at Wayne County High School that wants to play volleyball, they go to Collinwood, apparently.
That's right. Sort of like how we had to do football
for a while
at Summertown.
And our soccer players still, I think, go down to Lawrence County. I think Andrew Mabry might be playing with them.
Yeah. I loved soccer growing up, played it as much as I could, but it was hard to pick that over baseball here when we had a baseball field. Yeah. And
so was it now, girls' soccer's in the fall, right? And then the boys' soccer's in the spring.
Yep. You don't want to play that sport in the summer. Millie Emerson with the block there to put it up maybe 21-13.
Well, I have 22.
22, so now they've fallen behind.
Maybe they corrected it.
Yeah. There's some book cooking over there. Yeah, Collinwood is just, they're getting to a lot of things that, and the student section has come alive for a preseason game. Yeah.
Well, they got to practice too.
Yeah. And dropped in. Well, Collinwood found a hole. And that was, not that Summertown did bad there, just Collinwood was they've just improved so much over the years. They've had good players in the past, but now they've actually got a good team.
Remember last year they had a Luker on the teams, like you always hear that last name at Collinwood.
Yep, Rebecca Luker, I think's her name.
Yeah, she was a senior last year.
Yep. Millie Emerson with the deflecting off a hand, and now she'll go back to serve.
Of course, all these kids have been at the Meet the Eagles event. Most of these kids are football players, and they've made their way over here to cheer on the Lady Eagles.
Yep. They just don't know what to say. They just know to say it loud.
Yeah. I say they did a great job with Meet the Eagles tonight.
Yeah.
I shouldn't mention names, but I know, Brandon and Courtney Diller did a lot of planning, and it looked like an incredible success to me. Live music and everything.
Yeah.
Food trucks.
Oh, yeah. I had Chick-fil-A in Summertown.
Chick-fil-A in Summertown. Yeah, that's a first.
While Kendall Frank sang country music. So.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good day. It was hot.
It was.
My kids switched to indoor sports a while back, so I'm what you would call indoorsy.
I understand. All right, so we will take a commercial here. Summertown took the first set, the score of 25-14. We'll get some of these commercials in. We'll be right back. You're listening to Summertown Volleyball on the X Sports Network.
Southern Craft Manufacturing is dedicated to creating the finest quality and greatest value products in the death care industry. Southern Craft has perfected blending old world craftsmanship with modern manufacturing technologies to create a full line of steel, wood, and corrugated caskets. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, Southern Craft is now looking to hire local and regional truck drivers, welders, and production workers, each with great starting pay and a benefits package. For more information, visit southerncraftmfg.com.
Have an H&R Block Tax Pro do your taxes online, and tax season feels just as good as all those other seasons. Like wedding season.
I W-2 you.
Taxes.
File from anywhere with the expertise of an H&R Block Tax Pro.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's Barbecue in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Heine in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Heine Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Heine sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's Barbecue, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Tennessee Flight Training. We are training the next generation of pilots. Come and see why Tennessee Flight Training is the best way to learn to fly. Tennessee Flight Training. The skies are calling.
All right, welcome back. Summertown takes the first set over Collinwood. Of course, you know, traditionally in volleyball you play the best 3 out of 5, but at these little tournaments you just play best 2 out of 3.
Yep.
And the way it normally works, if one team sweeps the other, those first 2, then you use the third set to just play kind of a little JV.
Right.
Which is always good. Get your JV players some time.
Yeah, in our district, it's some kind or sometimes sort of a hit and miss on who has a JV and who doesn't. So,
yeah, you play a lot of those smaller because we're still single A in volleyball. We didn't move up like we did in basketball, baseball, and softball. So you're still playing Hampshire, Perry County.
Yep.
And they may not have JV.
Right. They got just enough to make a team.
Right.
All right. The great Tyler Brown is back on his perch. And Annalie Kelly serving. Annalie come on at the end of the season as the libero and really, I would say, give us an advantage over that at that state tournament game.
That is tennis state champion Annalie Kelly to you. Right? Yes.
That's right. Summertown up 1-0. And Millie Emerson found the back of the.
Look at that. Just hit it where they ain't.
Yep. Just cut the air out of that one. That's been a lost art over the years of just, you know, most of the time just get up and hit it. But if you'll, some coaches, and Andrea will sometimes call a directional serve. And that's either a hard one, a short one, or they target a player.
All right, what are we calling here? In. All right.
Yeah, he was in. The line judge over there with an eventual call.
Yeah. So just another thing we've talked about today that I'm just kind of fascinated by. You know, Steve Keaton came in here today wearing his purple. We've had about 7 or 8 years now to get used to that.
Yep.
But looked around and saw a lot of his former players here that are coaches now.
Yeah, yeah.
And we could list you probably 5 or 6 that are either middle school or high school volleyball coaches that were his former players.
Yep.
And so, of course, clearly Andrea here is one of them, and she's had amazing success. We noticed Columbia Central's head coach, Megan Kilburn, was one of his players. She played with my stepdaughter, Carly, and she's teaching private lessons. She taught my daughter, made a huge difference. And so that's another one of the that learned under Steve Keaton. In the middle school level, Megan White at Kaufman.
Yep. Miranda Hill
at Etheridge.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Lindsay Pigg. I don't know. I can't think of her married name.
Yeah.
But she's at Battle Creek.
Eastland, I think. So
I think that sounds right.
Yeah, and Miranda Hill's Miranda Dickman now. It's the tree is there.
And you know, remember last year we made a big deal of and rightly so, Greg Burleson getting the 600th win between baseball and softball.
Yeah.
And I think Steve Keaton is like over 1,200 in wins. But of course, I know you go to a volleyball tournament and play 8 or 9 matches, but still, that's a.
Yeah.
He's got, what'd you say, 36 years in the business?
Yeah. Yeah, for volleyball and tennis. And tennis always competed at a high level. Andrea played for Steve in volleyball and tennis,
right,
and won a state tournament in doubles.
Yeah, and that was back when the private schools were still in it.
Right.
Yeah, we know, Andrea's done so well here and racked up state championships, and I think Steve Keaton would have had a lot of those too if the private schools were not taking part in that.
Yeah, yeah. Summertown up 5-3, and
we got 6-3 now.
6-3. And hopefully, sometimes when a team is on these short ones, they're pretty warmed up. You got the other team that's got to warm up, and sometimes the better team pulls away. But
I tell you, it's just, this sport baffles me on the runs that one way or the other.
Yeah, it is
amazing.
It is a game of momentum, for sure. And the timeouts are very strategic, just like in basketball or anything else. Like if you can call a timeout and break a serve sometimes.
But I know in basketball you see the runs, 10-0 runs and things like that. But it just seems like every volleyball match has one of those.
Right. Well, and if you watch it long enough, you'll start seeing a trend in rotations. Like one certain rotation, they might struggle and get stuck and need the other team to mess up to get them out of it. And then also you've got rotations that you're like, all right, we're about to score a lot of points right here.
Yeah.
Collinwood hanging around. It's 7-5, Summertown. Student section trying a few cheers out. And
we have hit quite a few out of bounds.
Yeah. JC hits one down to the locker room where they would be getting a new ball, but no one's paying attention to the scorekeeper. There you go. And that's always how it happens, folks. The ball finally comes out from the scorer's table as the other ball comes back in.
Right.
You will always see that happen.
This has really been a nice fundraiser, though.
Yeah.
It beats, selling donuts and stuff.
Yeah, it's fun, and you get to see a lot of teams that you might not see.
Right.
And
even videoing these, it might take a few people off your gate, but I know it gives the coaches some steady tools too. You get to see these teams.
It does, and
it might hurt us in some cases.
Well, the good thing is it's preseason, and by the time you see some of these teams later on, you're both different teams than you were, but you can identify who you want to not beat you, and who you want to stop. But I noticed even some referees here watching some games, just here for fun,
Oh man.
And one thing I will say, Andrea, hiring the referees makes a difference because, some of these schools may try to save some money by having the JV call and you're like, well, it's a preseason game, but it's the ridiculous calls may be there, and this is at least officiated by. I mean, Tyler Brown is probably one of the better referees. Him and John Kodat, and to have him here is it makes the tournament better. Because they're still going to miss calls, but at least you've got a pro up there missing calls, and not a kid that might cry if you yell at him.
So again, another sophomore here serving.
Yeah, I think we've got we've got two seniors. Yep.
2 sophomores, a freshman, 2 freshmen, 2 seniors, right?
Yep. So pretty young. We've not served well this game.
No. Of course, these girls probably all went and ate something from the food trucks before they came over here.
Yep.
We might need one of those strategic timeouts here soon.
Yeah, Annalie takes it. That chin level serve is sort of hard. You don't know whether to take it.
Yeah, like right there, she wasn't sure.
Yep, same thing. So Emily Brazier can get off the floor. And Emily is great because she can hit, and if she gets it, she can see the floor so well that she'll push it over into a hole. And that's a good skill set to have.
We're tied up, aren't we?
10-10. Just mishaps. I mean, it's one thing for a team to take points from you and another to give points away.
Right.
You want to be a team that takes points. But Collinwood helps them out and sends one over the line. See if they can set something up here. No, anytime you pass it close to that 10-foot line, you're going to have a tough set. You want to hit the setter right where they move in front of the net, and then that gives them an opportunity to set one of your hitters. But when she's got to move back towards the 10-foot line, it's never good.
Tied up at 11 again.
Just a lucky bounce there from Collinwood. Keep it alive. Here's a one set to Millie Emerson. So that's the example. They passed it to where Audrey Huffster was standing in the setter spot, allowing her to hit that one set, which is a little harder than it looks. This is our rotation we can do some damage in right here.
I'm already excited thinking about next season.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you have another year experience with Millie and Ellie Lou.
Yep.
And then throwing Abby Jo back out there, and I'm already excited about that.
Abby Jo, and you can see right now, she's out, but she's sort of coaching that middle spot and giving them some pointers.
Look, she's even walked up to me and asked if my daughter would like some lessons from her. You know, I thought that she would love that.
Yeah.
All right, Collinwood takes a lead.
Yep. And it's not Collinwood taking points.
Right.
It's Summertown hitting it in the net and hitting it out of bounds. Yep. Overpass there.
Saw that coming.
Yep. A bad pass to the setter is a really good set for the front row of the other team.
Because Collinwood's helping us too.
Yep. It's contagious.
This is one of our seniors coming up, right?
Yep, Laura Gillum is serving. She had a lot. Even last year, she would come in and serve for Abby Jo.
Abby Jo, yeah.
So she's always gotten a lot of. You always want a good server. And there's another just shank hit, and Summertown or Collinwood's up 15-13 now. Nobody wants to go 3 games tonight.
No, nobody's in the mood for that. Nobody wants to listen to us talk. 3.
Right. Another mishap.
There we go. There comes the timeout. I think we'll take a timeout with them. So Collinwood has taken a 16-13 lead in the second set. You're watching Summertown Volleyball on the Exports Network. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269.
Renright Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts, we have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small.
All right, we're back. Collinwood up 16-13.
Yep. Millie Emerson drops it in. Let's see if Andrea's
Her timeout.
timeout was
See how effective it
motivational.
was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Millie back to serve. The jump serve's been there.
Yeah.
She's just been a little sloppy
Oh, that's
on her
perfect
defense.
there.
So, and it's a little confusing the way they play that defensive spot, but the ball's got to be there. You got to hit. You know, they're got to get it closer to it, and they set Millie off the back row, which she was not ready for, but it somehow went over.
That was what Ansley was so good at last year.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And that's a hard, you know, your timing is a little different when you're hitting back there. That's Andrews for Collinwood, who hammers one down. That's maybe the first good set she's had. That's one of the few hits that she's gotten. And if you saw that, you would want to set her more often. And if you're Summertown, you're hoping that they continue to not set her. So there's just one that just come through the hands there. Lucky break. Summertown needs a few of those right now.
So first regular season match is against Eagleville. And how did that game go in the state tournament last year? The semifinal, the one right before the finals was the one that was so close, right? That wasn't against Eagleville, was it?
No, that was Sale Creek. Yeah.
Eagleville was the game before that.
Yeah, Eagleville, they didn't lose many players, if any, and they were good last year, so they're a handful this year.
Oh, okay.
And Sale Creek didn't lose any of their good. Well, they probably lost one, but their big hitter is still on there, and so they'll be a handful if we get there as well. So we beat some stacked teams last year who remain stacked.
Ooh, that was close,
That
but
was
it
real
was
close.
over the line, past the line.
Yep. You're always glad that one that close is on your line.
So looking out there, I believe Mackenzie Reynolds is the only three-sport athlete that's out there. And you know, she's done that all the way through. This is her senior year now. I just really admire that.
Yeah.
I've got a kid trying to do that now, and it's exhausting. It's never a break.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and you would expect to see her mom and dad over here asleep, but they're actually watching the game. So.
Yeah, they're still in it.
Yeah. Tied up, 18-18. Audrey Hofstetter serving. Ellie Lou is very active at the net.
Oh yeah.
You know, nobody's told her she's just a freshman. She's been playing. You want to get the ball off the net as quick as you can, and that's Collinwood found a hole on that one. 19-18.
It's going to come down to the wire.
Yep. That was actually a good pass. Anna Lee attacking. She can't leave the floor when she attacks, but she can attack.
Interesting. See, I learned that then. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that libero is the defensive specialist. They do not. They can come up in front of the line as long as they don't leave the floor.
Okay.
So you see her hit the ball. You see her roll it more than a hit. This is it's tied up, and Annalie Kelly is serving. So we're back to our original serving spot, and this is the rotation that started the game. So we could be able to push some points right here.
Ooh, do that one again.
Yep.
Looks like Collinwood's going to call a timeout, and we will take a timeout with them. You're watching Summertown Volleyball preseason on the X Sports Network.
Like you, our roots are in Lawrence County, providing banking for every stage of life since 1934. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank has been not just your bank, but also your friend, helping you with home loans, consumer and auto loans, and your everyday personal banking needs. Lawrenceburg Federal offers you a warm smile and personal experience, as well as the conveniences of modern-day online banking, mobile banking, and telebanking. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, your neighbor and friend, located at 118 West Gain Street next to the courthouse.
All right, get a good view of this student section here that's so lively in preseason.
Yep, this is actually more lively than a home game in a regular season.
It is. It's kind of like a sub-state game.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they're just continuing from last season. It's just the momentum. Well, Millie Emerson blocks that one, but they keep it alive. And now she took it right to Andrews. It's the one player you don't want to hit it to. And free ball back over. And outside set to Emily Brazier. Get it back. Rolled in. That almost dropped in. Kind of a short set there. Millie Emerson's got to go somewhere else other than to Andrews. And she did. She just hit it out of bounds. So she found a spot a player wasn't, but it was out of bounds.
But again, she's not been able to practice or play in the past 2 weeks, right?
No. She got released yesterday, and I know her ankle's hurting, but she's probably playing on adrenaline right now. Here's a set up the gut, right up the gut for Emily Brazier, and puts Summertown back up 21-20. This is another rotation that could close this out. We've got some key personnel in to do it. It's just hopefully stuff like that happens where they don't tip over.
All right, tied up at 21.
Yep, it's going to be a game.
And we do see Collinwood twice this season, I assume. They're still in our district, right? So
yeah, and normally what they've been doing in the past is they played the junior high with the high school in the same day. That's the only school that does that with us. Summertown gets a hit there that deflects off, so going up one. But typically the middle school doesn't play JV. They come down and play varsity, and then our high school plays right behind it. And that's a good way for some of the middle school parents to see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
That
middle school season's tough.
Yeah, some players start learning how to hit, and pass that hit. Millie Emerson, following her travel ball coach, Sabry. You probably aren't watching, but Millie swiped. She didn't hit. So that was drilled in her head this summer.
Very good. Well, Tommy, I'm sure it broke your heart more than it did mine, but I was just devastated when I heard she wasn't going to play basketball anymore. But it's definitely seemed to have paid off a lot in volleyball, focusing on that.
Yeah, that was a shocker, but
with her height and can shoot the three and dribble, it's like, oh man, we're going to be set. But
yeah, we'd started at a young age, and I didn't yell at her near as much as her older sister, so I thought maybe I'd done something right there. But her goal was to play more volleyball by quitting basketball, and that's exactly what happened. So
and it's the volleyball team will get the rewards for that for sure. All right, set, match point here.
Yep, jump serve. So Millie Emerson gets it back, free ball over. Millie Emerson again passes. J.C. Burleson hits. Good hit. They just dug it out. And going back and forth. Let's see if Kinsey Reynolds can put it. Nope. Puts it long.
24-23. Very important point here.
And Andrews, arguably their best player, is serving. And let's see if we can put it away here. And nope, they stuck with it. Free ball over. See if we can set up something here. Kinsey Reynolds, too much of a tip there.
Oh.
Free ball. It's close. Well.
No, let's get that one over.
That was not looking good.
Yeah.
And we hit it in the net.
All right.
It's hard to get a good hit on a backwards set going away from the net. Tied up, got to win by 2 now.
Yeah.
JC free balls it over. Same thing for Collinwood. You don't want your hitter setting for other hitters. That's not a good sign either.
Oh.
And they're jumping together. And
That's a gift
Collinwood
there.
missteps, yep.
Yeah.
Just need one more. Kinsey Runnels serving, which is a good sign because she's a lefty, and that ball sort of knuckles when she hits it. So, and the back player sets it up.
Yeah.
Free ball over. Let's see if we can get a set to Emily Brazier,
There you
who
go.
puts it down, a deflection, and Summertown wins.
And the crowd goes wild.
Crowd's nuts.
You know why they're going crazy? Because it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, which they probably will play a JV round here. I don't know.
15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 15 minutes left. So.
I see my other child coming out to referee.
Oh, she's been doing that
Yeah.
third set.
She's the JV ref.
I'm glad that she's staying involved.
Yeah. Well, Lawrenceburg does this great grow your own program with UT Southern, and so she's taking a job as an educational assistant, and then she stays and she'll be a teacher in the county.
Oh, okay.
And get to go to school at night and work, and it counts towards her student teaching.
Well, I've noticed several former students doing that this year.
That's why. Yep, it's a good program.
Yeah.
They'll actually pay for your last 2 years of school if you stay if you're in the program. So, so people who want to be, students who want to be teachers, it's a good program that we're doing.
Oh, awesome. Well, like to see that, and we get Madison Dinwiddie being back with us too.
That's valuable too, to have her on the bench and coaching this JV team.
Big time. Yeah, she'll be coaching the JV now. All right. Well, Tommy, thank you for doing this on short notice. We just kind of decided while we were over at the football thing a while ago. We thought, hey, let's just go over there and call a game and get some preseason work in. So
yeah,
thought we didn't want too bad for preseason.
No, we're just seeing if the mics work. That's all we're really doing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it from this one. This is Tommy Emerson and Will Pettis. You've been watching Summertown Volleyball on the X Sports Network.
Going the distance with local sports. Covering the Loretto Mustangs. Summertown.